beloveds, and welcome once again to my little studio sanctuary. I am your host, Sdar Lotus. I am a Reiki master, Crystal Alchemy sound bowl player, crystal healer. I make beautiful crystal jewelry. I'm an artist. I do makeup, I do hair, I do big sculptures and paintings. I do all kinds of art. And again, it is so lovely to have you guys here with me today for another Wednesday live stream with these beautiful, magical sound bowls. So we have the Taurus new moon coming up. And if you guys like these live streams, please comment, please subscribe over on my YouTube channel where they permanently stay up so you can always watch the replays. I really appreciate any love that I get over on there and any new subscribers, and I appreciate the love from everybody across all platforms. Thank you so much for always coming and being here with me and tuning in. So this Taurus new moon we have coming up on Saturday invites us into a slower, steadier rhythm, one that reminds us that growth is not meant to be rushed. Taurus, as fixed earth energy, teaches us about the long and delicious process of creating something meaningful over time. Like a garden, we are constantly planting seeds, tending to what matters, and evolving through different seasons of our lives. This moon asks us to soften out of urgency and reconnect to what truly lights us up from within. With Mars and Chiron moving through Aries, there's also an invitation to reflect on the places where we've been surviving, pushing, striving, or forcing ourselves forward. This energy wants to transform those experiences into lived wisdom instead of constant pressure. The Taurus new moon reminds us that healing and manifestation are not separate, that the seeds that we plant now can honor both our desires and the wounds that we've carried along the way. Tonight is about coming back into the body, into the breath, and into the intuitive centers beyond the busy mind. Allow yourself to slow down enough to receive, to listen, to remember that your path is unfolding in divine timing, and that there is beauty not only in reaching your destination, but in fully inhabiting the journey itself. So, I really like what this Taurus new moon energy is bringing forth with being patient with our process and not rushing ourselves. You guys will hear me talk in other sound healings about the spiral of creation. And there's multiple spirals of creation going on in your life at the same time. Okay, so it's, we go through a creative process. And then once we go through that creative process, we sustain it. So it can look like, okay, we manifested a job. We got a really awesome job. And now we're sustaining that job. We're working that job. And now that job, the time has come for that to end. And so then we go through this deconstruct phase, which can be really hard. This can be with a relationship, a job, with anything in life. So then we go through that deconstruct phase, which can be a really hard part of it because you're like, ending a relationship or losing or quitting a job or moving from one thing to the next. And there's this deconstruct phase that can feel kind of heavy. And then after the deconstruct phase, we go through normally a void. And so the void is a place where all the magic happens. It's where there's endless possibilities. Anything can happen, but it's also filled with a lot of uncertainty because we can't quite yet see around that corner. We don't quite know what's coming up for us yet. So you can see where there's some uncertainty, but also some magic in that because the possibilities are endless. Anything can happen. And then we will go through that creation, sustain, deconstruct, and void phase over and over and over again. And it's just like, it's like tending to a garden because a lot of the times the things that are in these spirals, and like I said, there's several spirals going on in your life at the same time, but sometimes these spirals can go with patterns in our lives. So let's say, you're doing so well and then something happens and it just reminds you of a pattern that happened in the past. And we go into that protective personality, right? We feel something that happened to us in the past that didn't go so well for us, that we're like, dang, why am I stuck in the same pattern again? Why does this keep happening to me? I know a lot of you guys probably have been asking that lately. I feel like lately there's been a lot coming up. We've had a lot of old energy, old trauma, old wounds come up because they're wanting to be healed. And this is a very transformational time. There's so much in the world even just coming up and out. Like there's so much transformation happening right now if we can get comfortable in that deconstruct and void phase. So let's say you have a reoccurring pattern that keeps coming up and now like it's happening again and you're like, oh no, like why does this keep happening to me? And your protective personality comes out because it's like, oh, I need to buckle down, I need to close down, I need to protect myself. It doesn't feel good, let me push it over there, and you're not really working with it. That's not the way to go, because then you're just going to keep, pushing it away. We got to work with the embodiment, because we also have to realize that every time that we come back to a similar situation, a similar deconstruct or void phase, is that we're leveling up on this pattern. We're not just staying the same. We're a completely different person. We build circuits. We've been working with our energy. We've gotten better over time, and we're learning how to respond to things better and not always be in a reaction mode, not always throwing our energy off, but pulling our energy back on. And we're going to work with grounding into the body today because we're going to be working with the root chakra, C. So, that protected personality can come up, and we can shut down, we can get stymied. But when we learn that deconstruct phase, that void phase is nothing to be scared of, when we learn that we're building these circuits and that we are evolving as each one of these phases comes, we can learn to fall back into ourselves. We can learn to trust ourselves. And we're also going to be working with our intuition tonight too. So it's like you start to learn how to actually trust your intuition when you're building these circuits. And you start to learn how to actually keep yourself safe without buckling up. You learn how to stand in your power, which we're also going to be working with the solar plexus chakra, which is standing in your power. You're going to learn how to stand in your power more. You're going to learn how to create boundaries that keep yourself safe, because building circuits is not always about being able to handle every single thing that's thrown at you. Yeah, you're going to be able to handle everything that's thrown at you, but it's not like you have to sit with that uncomfortability all the time. You understand what I'm saying? You don't need to sit with the uncomfortability all the time. Yes, you can, but there comes a time where that can be very self-destructive if you're continuously putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation instead of creating healthy boundaries for yourself, creating a healthy space for yourself, creating that safe space that you wish the people would have created for you growing up, your inner parent. You know what I mean? You're creating that safe space for yourself where you're setting your own boundaries that keep you safe, healthy boundaries that keep you safe, that keep you flowing, that keep your energy good, that keep your energy back on yourself, because why would you want to be putting yourself in situations that are constantly throwing your energy off? It's a good practice, but while you're doing that practice, the more that you do that practice, the more that you learn to create those healthy boundaries, to protect yourself, to protect your peace, to protect your safety, and not be in a protective personality mode that shuts you down, but a parent that you always wish that you had that kept you safe kind of feeling. You know what I mean? Like you are reparenting your inner child and you're creating that safe space for yourself. So I think that this is all really beautiful, and then being patient with that process. So when you're in that deconstruct, that void process, I really think that this Taurus new moon is also bringing up that, like, we don't always have to be doing. We can relax into that process. We can enjoy the process. We can enjoy the deconstruct. We can enjoy the void. We can enjoy the field of endless possibilities that we have coming up for us. If we sit back into it and we relax into it and we work on building the circuits instead of throwing the energy off of, what am I going to do? Oh my God, this is the worst thing that could ever happen. I just lost my job. I just lost this. I just did this, Wait, what is it showing me? Where can I build these circuits? Where can I actually grow from these experiences? And where can I trust that everything is always happening in my favor? That things are coming to help me. Things are coming to help me grow, to show me new experiences in life. Like, it's getting into that, like, comfortability with the unknown. And also it's like we're talking a lot about planting seeds and planting a garden because it's a new moon, so we're also planting our manifestations. And it also reminded me of, planting trees in my yard. I planted so many trees in my yard, and I've had to wait, 3, 4, 5, 6 years sometimes for that tree to bear any fruit. And sometimes that tree bears one fruit. And it's like the first harvest, and it's beautiful because it's like, oh my gosh, like I patiently waited for this and now it's here. And it's like, if you're planting those seeds, if you're loving yourself, if you're building the circuits, if you're taking care of your energy and you're cultivating that inner peace, that inner wisdom, you're inner love for yourself, that inner parent, that inner guidance system for yourself, like you are going to have such fruitful harvest, but you have to be patient with that process. And it's a beautiful process to create that circuitry, to put that love into yourself and to grow. So I think Taurus is really grounding us into that and really asking us to learn to just love ourselves, be patient with ourselves, allow ourselves to have our time, and know that what we are doing is worth something, not being so hard on ourselves. Like knowing that we are cultivating what we need, and this experience is going to show us exactly what we need to, and just kind of falling back and trusting into that void, trusting into that deconstruct process. So let's talk about the bowls that we're going to be using tonight. I'll put my voice on a little bit more echoey for you guys. So tonight I'll be working with the grounding and nourishing energy of the key of C, which resonates with the root chakra, the physical body, and our sense of belonging. Taurus energy reminds us to slow down, reconnect with the earth, and build something meaningful over time. So these bowls were chosen to support grounding, embodiment, personal power, and aligned manifestation. So to start things off, we have this beautiful, large, grounding sea bowl in Imperial Topaz, Aqua Aura Gold. This is one of my deepest bowls. So this bowl carries a warm, stabilizing energy that helps us to root into the body while also inviting optimism, clarity, and gentle expansion. This feels deeply aligned with Taurus New Moon's reminder to trust the process and stay present with what we are cultivating. And then we have my middle C, which is Malachite Platinum. This one works beautifully for transformation through the heart and body. Malachite helps us bring old emotional patterns to the surface so they can move and evolve, while Platinum supports higher awareness and integration. This connects strongly with the themes of honoring wounds and transforming survival patterns into wisdom, like we were just talking about. And then we have this beautiful high C, Mount Shasta Serpentine, Sedona Red Rock, and Platinum. This bowl resonates with the life purpose chakra, helping us accept all gifts and challenges as a part of our sacred path. It carries grounding earth energy while also opening us up to higher perspective, reminding us that every season of our journey has meaning. And then we have this beautiful, large grounding E, Great Salt Lake Violet Flame Aura. This supports the solar plexus, personal power, and energetic purification. The violet flame energy helps transmute heaviness and stagnant patterns, while the grounding nature of the bowl helps us feel empowered without forcing or rushing, which is a beautiful lesson of Taurus energy. And then we have our middle E, Dead Sea Salt Androgynous Indium. This brings balance to the mental body and supports inner harmony between action and receptivity. This bowl feels supportive for stepping out of urgency and reconnecting with a steadier, more intuitive flow. And then for the throat chakra and manifestation energy, I'll be working with a Lochi of Labradorite Platinum. Labradorite enhances intuition, insight, and authentic expression, helping us hear our inner truth more clearly. And our high G, Pink Ocean Gold, brings softness, compassion, emotional ease, and heart-centered communication. Together, these bowls support speaking and manifesting from a grounded and aligned place, which feels especially powerful during a Taurus new moon as we plant seeds for what we truly want to build and embody over time. So, I want you guys to take a moment and think about what it is that you want to build. Maybe it's something to do with business, maybe a relationship, maybe just a way of life. Maybe there's a goal that you have or something that you want to get for your projects. Think of something that you want to build, something that you're working towards. I want you to see what feelings come up when you think about this. thinking about what you're desiring to build for yourself and the ones around you, maybe. Take a moment to get into the body. Take a nice deep belly breath. Make sure you're working in that belly and not the upper lobes of the lungs. Put your hands on your body through the nose. As you think about what you want to build, see where you're feeling some tension in the body, maybe a place where the energy isn't flowing. Or maybe it's a place where you really feel the energy flowing. If you're feeling that excitement, that joy, that passion, maybe you're feeling another really great sensation rise up. Tap into that, because we don't have to just work with take it to the body with the things that are coming up with fears. Those are some circuitry things, but we can also work with circuitry to bring in that better feeling. But if you did have any doubts or fears come up, go into that space. I want you guys to start that central channel breath, breathing in from 2 feet above through the nose, slowly dropping in through the head, the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, solar plexus, big deep belly breath into the sacral chakra. Breathing up into the upper lobes of the lungs, really filling yourself with air, feeling that expansion, breathing bigger than the body till you can't breathe in anymore. And slowly, slowly, when you're ready, through the nose, exhale, down through the solar plexus, the sacral, through the root, 2 feet into the ground. Picture yourself like you're in an elevator shaft, just dropping down as you exhale, following your breath. Exhaling fully, belly button to spine, really pushing out all that air. And when you're ready, slowly, slowly, from 2 feet below, breathe back up in, through the root, into the sacral, filling the belly. Solar plexus up into the upper lobes of the lungs. Feel yourself expanding up into the heart, into the shoulders. Breathe in all you can breathe. Slowly, slowly exhale through the heart, the throat, third eye, the crown, and 2 feet above you. Keep that central channel breath going. Inhaling and exhaling from 2 feet above and 2 feet below. Through the nose, fully expanding into that spot that you were feeling. Any of those feelings arise. And if you were feeling any kind of doubt or fear, I want you to start thinking of all the good things that can happen. And if you already were, keep working with those good feelings. Bringing those good feelings into the space that you were taking into the body in. Really expanding the breath into this space, focusing in the area that you felt it. Slowly breathing in and out through the nose, 2 feet above and 2 feet below. I want you to hold Mula Bandha, which is lightly tightening those pelvic floor muscles. What that's going to do is pull you deep down into the body. It might make it feel a little bit harder to breathe into the stomach as well. You might feel a little pressure there. You want to ground into the system. Slowly roll your shoulders back and down, opening up your heart space. Make your throat a little smaller so you can hear your breath and your breath takes longer. And if you're feeling like holding one more ankle twists. It's always good to twist after doing some breath work and some sound. Know that you entrained and aligned your chakras with the vibration of the bowls this evening, and that we're going into this Taurus new moon with a beautiful grounding energy, really being patient and loving and enjoying the process, being here in the now, allowing ourselves to gracefully go through the deconstruct and void phases, knowing that something bigger is around the corner for us. Everything is happening in perfect time, in our favor. Sitting back, trusting the process, and nurturing ourselves and those goals and seeds that we're planting.